We cooling right now. So I hope everybody's doing all right and everything like that. So I'm just on here. We're gonna give it a few minutes. Everybody pile in or whatever. I know my alert should go up because I actually updated the YouTube app today. But I'm with my brother right now. We cooling. We doing we doing brother guys some 40 shit. We took it that old school. This is cool 40 50 dive. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to that. That's you know what I mean?
You dig that?
Yeah, it's one of the rare cases where dudes do that in the day, but I ain't seen him in there, what, 5 months?
5 months. Yeah.
5 months. 5 months. So it's crazy. So if y'all pile in, get in, and whatever, I give y'all a moment. I know how this thing goes. It takes it about like literally about 5 to 10 minutes, and everybody starts giving me alerts, and then they come in. But sometimes YouTube, depending on whoever it is, see there goes a like already, so I know somebody else is getting ready to come in here. They might just gave me a like already, but y'all getting their alerts. Once I see a like and ain't nobody in the chat, there we go. There we go. Two in here. Hey, what's going on? Black J 101. What's going on? Who else
Black
up
Jay,
there?
what's poppin'?
All right.
How you doing, brother?
Y'all ready? It's one of my bad boy brothers for a long time and not even realize that. This fam right here. And so I have not seen this gentleman now in 5 months because my little track and journey in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Which hasn't been all that bad.
Has it?
Hasn't been all that bad. So we hanging out today. You know what I mean? We are. We're gonna talk about some things here. So if you want to be, in tune with some things or whatever, how we see things and how he particularly might see the entertainment industry the way he sees it, the way I see it, and a lot of things we definitely agree on that's happening nowadays. One of the things that I stick out and I say a lot of times we're here on live, and you guys recognize when I say it is this. I think that there needs to be a further contribution of many of our different millionaires and billionaires than more so than has been given. And I don't use myself as like individual. Um, I don't take it from an individualistic standpoint and say it's just me myself. That's full that comes to that. I point out people like Dr. Dre, who's been responsible for many different artists. Not only their careers, but I mean like people like Ice-T, Biggie himself, and many others that didn't come to his aid when he needed financially or whatever. I think that money, beyond myself, I think that money needs to be distributed amongst the people. I talked about in one of my earlier lives the other day, and I talked about distribution of wealth and resources and the fight of resources. And I'm gonna segue in here when I'm getting to say, but I just want everybody to pile in. I want to have this little intro so everybody know before we go into our conversation. The segue of resources is a problem that you're going to have coming up here in the future. A lot of those people that you see that are rushing the Capitol building right now, they're rushing the Capitol building because they know one thing that I know and many other people know, and I've said this in front of Trump Tower. Y'all been witness to the live to hear me say it, which is this. And I'm not trying to get political. This is something that's social. You're going to see a fight for resources. And those people that rushed that Capitol building, they had that in mind. The people that I think I put up the clip for in Michigan, again, where they came out there with AK assault rifles or whatever. And this time, they wasn't even Trump supporters. They were actually liberals and Democrats mixed in between them, LBGT members, and many others. And this is why I told everybody, and I said it at Trump Tower as well, in front of all the police, do not file for any marching permits right now. If you go out and march right now, what they're gonna do is they're gonna group you together with these motherfuckers, and they're gonna, because most of the faces are white right now that are involved in this. All right, and so I now pulled only one video of two brothers of color, and they seem very rural and country that actually were in that Capitol building or whatever. And I have not heard a search warrant or anything else issued for these brothers. And I've not seen the news clip yet. And I'm putting together a whole reel. And I'm still adding videos because there's so many of these motherfuckers that went up in it.
It was deep.
It was deep. Real
I haven't
deep.
seen no many white people in one place at one time. That was a lot of white people.
And it was all poor white people. That's the point. It was poor white people. We're not pointing that out. Most of those people out there, they had a $700 assault rifle, whatever the point was. Most of them were poor. They were from poor rural neighborhoods, poor rural backgrounds. That's
But what
who
we
they
could agree
were.
on, they was white people. That's the whole point of this mission. They was just white people. Or I get the classes, but they was white people.
Yeah.
Now let's say this, because I know you're gonna agree with this.
Go ahead.
If there was 50 black folks out there that stormed it, it would have been a massacre, right?
And that's the thing. A lot of people compare this to a protest that Black Lives Matter had out there. I'm answering your question because I agree. A lot of people are questioning the fact that Black Lives Matter had a march out there at the Capitol building. I believe it was maybe 7 months. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. And Black Lives Matter, their protesters got treated with a lot of aggression, with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like passive aggressiveness, passive microaggressions when they got there, you know what I'm saying, upon their arrival. And they were handled and treated a totally different way. So I'm looking at it as, okay, these people were allowed to come into the building, bypass security and everything else or whatever, and that gives you a detour of what is to come.
Take podiums.
Yeah, and take podiums. Nancy Pelosi's seat was sat in. That old Cruella DeVille ass.
And take pictures with the cops as well. I see the video. The video's alive.
And that is an investigation because they're saying actually they believe some of the staff there was actually responsible for allowing these individuals to get in there.
Can I ask you another question, brother?
Mm-hmm.
Is white privilege a real thing, or is it something that that black people made up?
It's not anything that black people made up. I believe it is something that black people should know universally exists based on race. Race and preference play a part in it. And the reason I say that is you're supposed to naturally have an adoration for your own. And when you're put in situations where the race or the class or the culture now starts to say we can't trust each other, what happens is you see a deterioration of the culture, I believe. I think you see now a point where the culture could actually go extinct to a certain degree, meaning to dilute itself out. Meaning now that you're finding a mate or you're looking for someone of a different preference, which I'm seeing a lot of different type of dating and now that, you know what I mean? And the results of that, which is the children. So slowly you can dilute and fully, remove everything out. Do I believe that's going to become a big staple? Yeah, and I'll tell you why I said that. I know I was in H&M, brother, like 3 weeks ago, and this brother walked past. Yeah, this brother walked past me. No, this was in in Connecticut, and this brother walked past me. Hey, what's going on, Lanny? This brother walked past me, and he said, he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to his friend. He said, no, that looked too urban. He said, this is a brother that said it. They're like, I think you and I generation are the last generation to talk like us. There's a few kids out here that will, but the majority of them, the complexity of where they talk is more like it's assimilated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you come like almost how you hear an Indian kid talk, Indian American. Hey, how are you? I mean, God, y'all, like it's sick. Go ahead, bro.
To get back to the capital real quick. If white America didn't think.
Yo, can you get this goddamn commercial off these motherfuckers? Go ahead.
If white America never thought white privilege existed, to the ones that care about the BLM and the civil rights for black people of color, this period, they know that it exists. Because I'm just saying, it's just factual. This whole country, what it was built on. This country was built on bondage. This country was built for the white dude. It's just what it is. It's just what it is.
And that's
I'm gonna quote one thing.
Go ahead.
From your man, Star.
Star in the morning. Go check out Star in the morning.
This is when Star was on, I believe he was on.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was on Power 105.
Well, that was the beat. It was the beat that
okay, one of those. I heard him say, he said, a white man can never be homeless. His guest was like, how? Because America's his home. And that was the deepest shit I heard in my life. That was deep. Now, some of y'all people will get it, some of y'all won't. But I can't even break that down to you. You gotta break it down for yourself. A white man can never be homeless in America because America is his home.
Resources. Y'all hit those like buttons as y'all coming in. It's beyond me and the preponderance of like why that information is not being saturated more into the minds of the youth. Gia said facts. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's apparent that there's some disdain going on. Y'all hit those like buttons, y'all come in. And the disdain I'm trying to tell you, and I think he's trying to tell you too, is the same thing that I witnessed. It's always GMOs, but Chinese rarely ever homeless. You'll see them down in Chinatown. I disagree with that. What would you say? In Chinatown, they got heroin addicts up there, this Chinese and everything else. Once you go up to the Whitestone Bridge, that area.
But you know what's funny with Chinatown? I hear what the brother's saying, but what's funny with Chinatown is that they disguise they homeless.
Yeah. They be up in the gambling parlor and shit, sweeping the floor.
Brother, I've been to some places. I know you've been to some places. A lot of y'all been to some places where you go to a spot and you be like, I'm gonna see some black people out here that's struggling. I'm gonna see some black people that's fucked up. I'm gonna see some white people that's fucked up. But then when I go to Chinatown, any Chinatown I've been at, from San Francisco, Chinatown.
I was gonna say Cali.
So well, it was a Chinatown every state, no matter how big it is, a Chinatown. But definitely in New York, when I get off at Canal Street, you will not see no Chinese people that's homeless. But they are homeless Chinese people.
Hell yeah.
But they make sure their people's good. They might not set them up with a house or apartment. They gonna feed them.
No, they not fake homeless. Like
no, I'm not saying they fake
homeless. No, she said that in the comments. No, they not fake homeless. I think you're giving them a little bit too much, what's the name? A little bit too much.
Chinese?
Yeah, I think you're getting a little bit too. Listen, let me tell you something, right?
Every culture got their struggle.
Yeah, because
everybody not prospering in the races. Man.
That's everybody a fact. When we see, I say what I see on Killal, Delancey, all that shit. Them motherfuckers
out there.
Yeah, them motherfuckers be out there.
Different.
Yeah, they've been out there for years selling fake purses and fake watches and fake anything else.
The Canal Street Boys.
For real.
If y'all know about the Canal Street Boys, go on YouTube. That was a gang back in the early 90s.
That
Canal Street Boys.
Yeah, it's 5G.
Yeah, Canal Street Boys. Can't go to YouTube and look that up.
Right.
They started the whole market for the flooding of the fake Rolexes, the whole counterfeit market that's popular to this day by the Africans.
Facts.
The Canal Street, and they still getting a piece off of the Africans. Let's get that right.
Let me tell you,
all them Africans gonna be on Canal Street for 5 blocks and not pay
pay tax.
You always gonna pay them.
One way or another, even when they were storing this stuff, like I used to sell the DVDs and the mixtapes, the come up DVDs, smack DVDs. Yeah, listen, they was paying. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I found out a chain. I said, okay, I'm going from the distributor to the boss. So I finally found who the boss was. He was like, yo, let me take you over here. I got a little bit more for you. I was like, oh, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting into Brooklyn. Oh, right on my nose, man. I ended up.
This is you talking about the 90s, late 90s?
Nah, this is 2000s.
Early 2000s?
This is 2000, like 2000 to 2000, probably 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
it was still popping for me.
Yeah, it was still popping. Then all this shit went digital.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think 2010 was the last ride.
That was the last ride. Yeah. Probably maybe 2011 at the most.
Probably the most. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But my money slowed down. That's when I started getting my own burner. About one copy. Buy some motherfucking what's the name? Yeah, man. Yo, listen, they laughing. Yo, Facto, I used to be in the bootleg game. Strong. Yo, I used to come to NY from Connecticut with a whole duffel bag. I have clothes, all that shit in that shit. All this shit for sale, goddamn it. You want the Versace's? What you need, nigga? 34? I got you. Nigga, listen, the way they cut, you could probably do a 36, asshole. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't gonna hold you.
This brother had, I can't even say the artist's name, but this brother had certain artists that we used to promote for already on deck.
Damn, man.
He had the CDs.
Thank you.
Like, he was really into that. That was the thing. He was getting money with that.
We've always been.
He was getting money with other things too, but I can't speak about that.
Yeah, shit, right?
The bootleg game, he had that on lock. He definitely had it on lock.
Now here I am on YouTube. Talking about homeless crisis. 165th Jamaica Avenue already. You heard?
14th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue.
The
L train and the F line.
Ain't that about the
Shout out to the African brother. What's the African brother over there?
I don't know.
He used to run that little small spot. It was like a closet size. right by the Sprint store.
Jeez.
He moved from 42nd Street. Remember the brothers doing 42nd
He used to be
Street?
right on
And
the
then
corner of
he moved-
42nd
then
Street.
He moved down to 39th.
Before
and
they
then
put the New
14th
York Times building
I
there.
forgot that brother name, but he
was real dark skinned.
Yes.
He had the
He was
shed
tall. He was
shit.
like 6'1".
Yeah, he had the shed shit.
He had everything.
Yeah, I remember him. Damn,
I
son.
forgot that brother name, but
It was right there on the corner, right
and he
before
went
you
to
cross the
14th
street.
Street.
Yeah,
but he had Canal Street too.
Yeah.
He had the joint on Canal Street. He had 4 spots.
You talking about the shack
You
shit
talking
right
about the same
before
color.
while you
Yeah,
cross the
the
street
blue
to go to
shack.
the Port
Yeah, the
Authority.
blue shack.
I know what you're talking about.
That's what I told
Wow.
you. He was a good dude.
Wow.
He was running having dudes that was selling the Rolexes out of the
Thanks.
Yeah.
Little Puerto Rican head.
Hope everybody loud, man.
I hope everybody allowed to this COVID shit,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. You don't even call people, be like, you all right? Yo, you alive? We just something like that. Yeah.
And let you rock. But this the whole. Listen, I'm from the old New York. I'm from the real New York. I'm from the real New York City. And when I say that is because I'm from the era where black men could. That New York showed itself at that point. You get what I'm saying? That New York wasn't undercover. That New York showed you what it was. It was racism. It was what it was. But I respect it because it wasn't.
Yeah. My friend Ruben, I did a lot.
Not just from New York, Connecticut, Tri-State.
No, she wasn't one of them.
Lord.
She didn't have. As she was coming out.
Blessed not to get cancer, man.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah.
The workers, the 9/11.
I did the
First
photos.
responders.
I did the photos for their wedding.
Very sad, bro.
That
was the worst time, I think. Like the first time the towers got hit was in '93, if you remember, and then they didn't do it.
Factory with the
Remember that
van.
downstairs
With the van.
Yeah, in the garage. And then when this hit, it was a whole different ball game.
Facts.
It was a whole different ball game, and people could say the conspiracy and everything, but at the end of the day, a lot of people lost their lives.
Everybody got their own conspiracy theory, you know. And some of that shit check out. Man. Some of that shit check out. You know what I mean? Some of that shit check out.
No, I get. Listen.
Yeah.
We could go on conspiracies all day with everything. Biggie, Pac, whatever.
Word.
But people are not here no more.
I heard some fucking aliens coming next month. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, black people still waiting on Jesus.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
saying the realest thing my father told me when I was 13 years old. Because I'm about to break this down. My father said the white man could have his heaven on earth, but the black man gotta wait to die to get his heaven. Real shit. I'm going to the bathroom.
Go ahead. There's a lot of sentiment in what he just said, though.
Real shit, though.
A lot of sentiment in what he just said. I am having a good day because I'm with actually my babes. So that's how they pimp the gang. Yeah, a little bit, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, the whole synergy of New York City changed after 9/11. I totally agree with that. I mean, like, what was once before and the vibe here that was before, it was no longer. And the same thing is going to happen after this COVID-19 crisis is over. And I've been explaining that it's going to really come down to people that are creative, people that have some type of like synergy beyond the normal to actually make it adapt and actually make it come back to something, you know? I'm all right. I'll give y'all an update. So I made a phone call to the guy today. Actually, as I was sitting right here, right before I started this live, I want to make sure I did that and make sure time didn't pass by. So I gave it proper enough time or whatever. And as most of y'all know, I did not go back there last night. I don't intend to going back there tonight either until I hear from somebody. But what I think is pretty much happening is I'm being ignored as far as being heard in this whole, you know, system out in Connecticut or whatever. They pretty much want to be like, fuck off, you know, to the most thing. I am not staying in no room with no kid doing no K2 that's 20 years old because you all know how that's going to end, you know? And what y'all literally don't know is I had a little situation already before, you know what I'm saying? Where I had to just do something and I didn't want to do that. And luckily enough, the stream ended. And that was funny. That's why that one video cuts off. But, being in an environment where you're around You know, when this man is choosing to do what he's doing, you got another thing coming. And if you think I should have stayed there, then something is wrong with you. And even further than that, I say this: if you talking but you ain't donating, something even further wrong with you. If you speaking against that, you know what I'm saying? You got way too much faith in the white system. You know, this system right now, like I said before, like this gentleman is in, it is now based off one thing particularly, and that is resources. All right. It's going to be a fight for resources very soon because resources are dwindling. If you need any more example of that, the only thing you have to do is just go and look right now at the current, and I want you to look this up, current homeless rate. And then the second thing I want you to look at is current nutritional facts of whatever individual state you live in. And I guarantee you, every last one of them will be dilapidated compared to last year. And those nutritional facts will include for children, women, adults, families, all that. All the different demographics are broken down, so you won't be disappointed. And as you look at those demographics, one of the things you have to mention and look at is this. You will see a succession of from the current months, from month to month to month to month to month, that get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And particularly when they do the race demographics, you will see it will be specifically with African Americans and Latins being what do you call it? God, is it unnutritionalized? I forgot the particular. I'm sorry. Under
Unnutritionalized? I thought it was that.
I thought it was that too. Unnutritionalized. I guess
They get it though.
They get it. I think they get it. I got some pretty smart followers. We have a place to stay. Will you have a place to stay for the night? Cozy Code. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get another. The woman from out there at that town. I'm gonna go get a hospital. I'm not sleeping sniffing, snorting, sniffing, smoking shit, and then have an alternative like you gotta stay here, boy. You know that's the attitude. Not that shit. You know what I'm saying? And better yet, we're in the hotel that we're in is like right next to each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where's the separation? This man ain't. You know, it's really funny. It's really funny. It's unfortunate. We're moving on. I'm going to talk about something else. You guys, the links in the description and, you know, all that stuff or whatever. I'm going to talk about something else. I want to talk about the direction of hip hop. Is that cool with you for a minute? We segue into something else if we have to. But I want to say this. Hip hop is at its worst right now. I just put up a clip. I don't know if you saw this, but
Wow.
some
Give me a minute.
All right, go ahead. It's the clip that I put up in Staten Island, you know, and that was crazy because in Staten Island there was this video that circulated, and I'll show you guys. You can go down in the bottom and look at this, and they actually shot up the studio. Well, they caught the footage on camera, right? And one kid was sitting in the back. You could hear him in the video say, "Oh," you know, y'all hit those like buttons if you please. And it was just really unfortunate. This kid just got hit and later on died at the hospital. It was just right in, you know, Staten Island, Staten Island. I said, call me out, Staten Island. And I was just like, yo, wow. This is just the top of the year. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. And this is why I got this kid here with me. I want to talk about like a lot of things that I don't know how to put it. I think it's more so you gotta somehow or another put yourself in a position where you talk about things. You gotta talk about things in an element of healing, in a tone of healing people, and you know, getting people's you know vibrations up to a different place, but a reality at the same time. Not having them have a dysfunctional reality or realities that's capped in delusion. And hopefully the way I do it and the way I'm going to do it and the way I'm trying to show y'all I'm doing it will fit to that agenda. I think that's what a lot of people in hip hop. And I know it. Come on, man. We all know it now. They all know it. But thank you, Diva.